1 Bravo Whiskey 1 Tower, make left now departure, runway 12, wind 120 at 17, clear for takeoff.
Clear on the left, clear on the right.
Maintain the left down 1 SoCal approach.
All right, so we just took off from Whiteman. We're going up to Northern California. We have a pilot friend who also happens to be an orthopedic surgeon who has invited Skyrat up there to observe some surgeries. She's interested in that field, athletic training, sports medicine, and orthopedics to study for going to college next year. She's going to get to observe some surgeries, which is a huge privilege.
I'm so excited.
She's super excited
Grateful.
about it. Yeah, we're really grateful. We're just going to fly up about 2.5 hours from Whiteman.
I know I'm majoring in like kinesiology in college, but like from what I want to do after that with graduate school or pre-med, and it's so cool to have these opportunities, you know, to help me figure out what I want to do, and even if it's not what I want to end up doing, it's still like so interesting to just see. The human body is really cool, you know, like
yeah, it's fascinating.
It's really interesting. I can't believe that it's happening and that I've been afforded this opportunity. I'm so grateful. I get to go live out my Grey's Anatomy dream. I'm so excited.
I'm sure it's just like Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, it's definitely just like Grey's Anatomy. I'm like freaking out about it. I can't wait.
The aviation community always pleasantly surprises me. This opportunity arose from a generous pilot friend I met through this crazy hobby that we all share. Flying our own plane would turn a 6-hour drive into a 2.5-hour flight and allow Skyrat to go to school on both days that we were traveling, so she only missed 1 day of school. Her sports medicine teacher even decided to award her hours for this experience.
All right, well, we took off VFR, and I've asked to pick up my IFR clearance. So looks like the weather on our route of flight looks good. No ceilings reported most of the way until we get up to the farther north, and then we got ceilings at 10,000 or 7,000 above ground, or 3,800, 3,400. So we're definitely, good. Probably poke through the clouds there, but once we get past Avenal here, we can descend down to 8,000 feet and be below the freezing level there. So we'll just have to make it past there until to worry about icing. There is this PIREP for 11,000 feet over here for icing, but we should be well below that.
Over 631 Bravo Whiskey, can you maintain your own train and obstruction clearance to 10,000?
Yeah, affirmative. We can do that at 1 Bravo Whiskey.
Over 631 Bravo Whiskey, Roger, just cleared to the Concord Airport via direct to Gorman. Golf Mike November, Victor 137 to Avenal, as filed. Promise to maintain 10,000.
Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey is cleared to Charlie Romeo Airport via Gorman, Victor 137 Avenal, as filed. Climb maintain 10,000. Thank you.
Correct, thank you.
So Gorman, and that's what we're doing anyway. And after Gorman, Victor 137, that's what we've flight planned for. And that is what is in our GPS. So that's what we're flying right now anyway. So that happens a lot. Usually when I file an IFR flight plan and just depart VFR, I just go ahead and fly the route anyway. And then when you get the clearance, it's already in the box and you're already flying it. We're about 35 miles from the Avenal waypoint, and we're coming over some cloud layer here. Right here we have an icing report. It's still at 11,000, and we have a turbulence report. Cessna 421, moderate turbulence at 12,000. We'll be below that, but just looking ahead, Dynon screen here, it looks like there's some precipitation or just some moisture. It's not showing up a lot on the ForeFlight screen, but it is showing up on the Dynon screen. They have slightly different scales for the precipitation returns, the radar returns. So we might ask for lower. We're getting into colder temps here, getting into like 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll have to worry about icing a little bit if we get in the clouds. It's hard to tell if we're going to be in clouds up there. It looks like we would be.
The area ahead would really keep me on my toes and become both a beautiful and challenging part of this flight. But before we get to that, I want to thank our Patreon members for making this content possible, along with the sponsor of this video, NordVPN. It really helps out this channel when you watch and click through to the sponsors, and this is a service I really believe in and use all the time. Y'all know in flying we take safety and security very seriously, and just like you, that extends beyond the skies and into security online and with our personal data. We're always flying to cool new destinations, hotels, FBOs, Airbnbs, and airport terminals, and using public Wi-Fi at all of these places. These networks are vulnerable to hackers, and that's why I use NordVPN to create a secure connection, encrypt internet traffic, and block phishing websites with just one click. It keeps our passwords and personal information safe wherever we are. It also has a new feature called Threat Protection that guards your computer against trackers, malware, and malicious sites. Another awesome benefit of NordVPN is that we can get access to services and shows not normally available in certain countries. So when we travel out of the country, we can still access services like Netflix and Hulu. Go to nordvpn.com/flyingmonkey to get a 2-year plan plus 1 additional month with a huge discount. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
Looking at the MEAs here, we're already in an area where we could ask for lower, and on this particular section, then after Avenal, the MEA on this route is 8,000, and if we really wanted lower, we could take a different route. This GPS routes over here, which are 6,600. So we got lots of options to get lower and get to warmer temperatures if we need to.
1 Bravo Whiskey, I do have routing for you guys ready to copy.
Okay, 631 Bravo Whiskey is ready to copy.
November 631 Bravo Whiskey, after Avenal, clear direct to Note, Papa X-ray November, direct Oki, Oscar Alpha Kilo Echo Yankee, direct Concord.
After Avenal, cleared Alpha X-ray November, direct Oki, Oscar Alpha Kilo Echo Yankee, direct Concord, Charlie Charlie Romeo, 631 Bravo Whiskey. I wonder if that readback was correct.
90, requesting platform 430.
Yo, Center Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey. After Avenal, is it Papa X-ray November?
After Avenal, correct. Papa X-ray November.
Okay, after Avenal, Papa X-ray November, direct Oki, direct Concord, 1 Bravo Whiskey, thanks.
Correct.
All right, so I repeated something back incorrectly.
Number 766.
I didn't hear readback correct. And then I put it in the GPS and it was like thousands of miles away, so that wasn't going to be happening. All right, well, that's super similar to what we had before. It's just a couple less waypoints, but it's basically the same route. Not sure I want to go lower yet because I think I might be topping these clouds here, even though our headwind is going to be stronger up here than it is a little lower, so we'll just stay up here, I think.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, I did have reports of a light IM ice at 1,000 and about 25 miles along your route of flight. I just have to fire up to get in that area.
Okay, yeah, right now we're still VMC, but I guess we'll see. What would be the lowest that you could give us in this area?
The lowest I can go down for you is 8,000.
Okay, we'll try to stay here. It looks like we might top most of the clouds here at 10,000. If we start getting into it, then we'll ask for 8,000 if that's okay. 1 Bravo Whiskey.
Okay.
So looking ahead, we've got this is the area where we've got the radar returns. We're getting a little bit of bumps. There's some mountains over here. And there was a report in 25 miles at 11,000 of some light rime icing, but it looks to me like we may not be going through the clouds here at 10,000, so I think we're going to stay here. If we get into IMC and start picking up ice, we can go down 2,000 feet, and that should keep us at warm enough temps that we wouldn't get ice. We have a bunch of outs here because we could get lower by 2,000 feet, which is significant, or we could turn around, and you can really see around here that we could descend under this layer and do the rest of this VFR for a long ways until the lower terrain. East of these mountains here, there's all low terrain, and it looks clear over there. I can just see by eye. So we've got lots of outs.
That preset from earlier for 1 Charlie looks to have calmed down quite a bit.
Oakland Center, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey. I wonder if we could get a just a little block here between 10,000 and 1000 so we can stay out of the, between these two layers.
November 631 Bravo Whiskey, maintain block 0,000 to 1000.
Okay, we'll maintain between 10,000 and 1000 block, 1 Bravo Whiskey. So we might need to be like just 200 feet higher than this, so right now we don't. We're still just out of the clouds, cloud surfing this, but yeah, I thought I'd get a block and just give us a little protection there. Just stay out of the clouds in case there is some ice in there. So I'm going to go up 500 feet just to stay above the clouds here.
Leaving altitude.
We'll do 10,300 feet. Outside air temp is 35. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, between layers is kind of my favorite place.
There's really nothing like floating between cloud layers, watching the mesmerizing formation swirl around you. It's a sight so few get to see, and one that I try to never take for granted and enjoy with appreciation when it happens. In between the cloud layers, I always get the feeling of being a guest in a secret place, one that only exists in that singular moment. It's like a peaceful clarity in between chaos and uncertainty.
Kind of just in and out of it real light here. We'll give it a test. We'll test it out, 10,300. We're definitely going to go through this part.
I was able to stay just above the cloud tops for a little while, but eventually we went into them. I decided to hold my altitude, knowing that I had lots of room to descend lower if we would start picking up ice, and knowing that this was almost definitely a really short area of cloud buildups. And soon enough, we broke out of it.
7217 Golf, roger. Radar service terminated to block IFR.
Well, looks like we're through it. I'm going to go back down to 10,000.
November 631 Bravo Whiskey, contact NorCal approach 126.47.
126.47, next one, Bravo Whiskey. Well, Skyrat's sleeping. And I'm going to check my pulse ox. See how I'm doing here. All right, 93 with the pulse of 70. That's pretty good. I feel good. And I originally thought I was going to get lower here in this area to try to not have as much of a headwind, but it looks like there's a layer 2,000 feet below us, which is kind of where I would be at 8,000 feet. So it looks like I'm topping everything here, probably top those clouds there at 10,000. So I'm just going to stay here for a while, accept a little bit of a headwind because it's an easier flight versus going in IMC for, the next hour or whatever. We'll just cruise above the clouds and enjoy the view for just a little bit longer. Looks like the freezing level's about 10,000 over there too at SFO. We're about 50 minutes away from the destination. I'm going to brief the approach into Buchanan Field.
I briefed the GPS approach for runway 19er right. All of the approaches at Concord are for runway 19, but according to the ADSB weather, the winds were favoring runways in the opposite direction.
300 and 8 on the wind. So we could do the approach for 19er right and then make right traffic for 32 right, circle east of the airport there, east of the runway for right traffic 32 right. That might make a lot of sense for the winds.
Whiskey, descend and maintain 8,000.
Okay, down to 8,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Looks like we are going to go through this clouds because we're going down to 8,000. Going to be a little bumpy here, so we'll slow it down a little. Now we're 9,300 for 8,000. Got 1,300 feet to go on our little descent. That's a big cloud over there.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, contact approach on 125.1. Good day.
125.1, 1 Bravo Whiskey. SoCal approach, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey is 8,300, descending 8,000, direct Okie.
631 Bravo Whiskey, NorCal approach, altimeter 3019, descend and maintain 6,000.
3019, down to 6,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey. SoCal approach, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey is 8,300, descending 8,000, direct Okie. 3019, down to 6,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey. 3019, down to 6,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
3019.
at 11, visibility 10, sky clear. LDA approaching use, landing and departing runway 32 right and runway 32 left.
It sounds like they've got the LDA approach in use, so I'm going to brief that approach right now. Looks really similar to the RNAV. They got 25 miles to Oki, so we got some time.
Just as I was starting to brief the LDA approach, I entered some large clouds with some unstable air. I found the hardest type of instrument flying to be flying through these types of clouds. Your eyes see changing light conditions inside the cockpit and inevitably catch glimpses of blue sky out of your periphery, even when you're trying not to. The clouds form false horizons, tricking your brain into thinking you're in a bank, and all the while you're getting bumped around inside the clouds. Entry into these types of conditions always seems to happen when something else needs to be done. Changes in power, briefing a new approach, reprogramming the route, a call from ATC. It never fails. It's always a bit of a relief to break out.
NorCal approach, Cherokee 631, Bravo Whiskey. Have an approach request for Buchanan Concord.
1 Bravo Whiskey, go ahead.
Yeah, NorCal approach, Cherokee 631, Bravo Whiskey. Just wonder if we could get the GPS RNAV to 19 right into there.
1 Bravo Whiskey, that starts at Rejoy?
It starts at Rejoy, yeah, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
Bravo Whiskey, roger. Please direct Rejoy for now. I have lower in a few miles, and I'll pass along the information to Travis.
Okay, yeah, direct Rejoy for now, thanks, 1 Bravo Whiskey. The approach is the LDA that uses the localizer is so similar to the GPS approach, so I'm just going to ask for the GPS approach because that's what I briefed. And in the meantime, I will look over the LDA just to look it over and have it also ready.
Bravo Whiskey, descend now, descend to 5,000.
Down to 5,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, continue descent, descend to maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Put it in autopilot, and I bugged it on the HDX. We're going down to 4,000.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, contact Travis approach 119.9er.
119.9er, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Travis approach, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey's level 4,000, direct Rejoy. We got Zulu for Buchanan Concord.
Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey, Travis approach, Concord altimeter 3021, information dual now current, landing runway 32, clear direct Rejoy. Cross Rejoy at 4,000, track down.
All right, 3021, clear direct Rejoy, 1 Bravo Whiskey at 4,000, 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, so Rejoy, then we're going to turn left 250 to FEVTA, then we're going to turn left to 191 to HASPS. Travis approach, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey. Did the previous controller pass along our approach request for the GPS runway 19 right?
For 1 Bravo Whiskey, affirmative, expect that.
Thanks so much, 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, cool, so we can expect the approach that we briefed, which is great. No big curveball there, that's awesome. All right, we are on the approach plate, so 1197 is Concord. Yeah, so we got about 3 minutes to Rejoy. We're at 4,000, and then the leg from Rejoy to FEVTA is 2,000, so we can expect to descend along that. He told us to cross Rejoy at 4,000, so we'll make that left turn to 250, and we will descend, I guess he'll tell us what to descend to, probably 2,000, and at that time maybe he'll clear us for the approach. And we already have our altimeter set in, which is the field altimeter that he gave us before, so we're not going to change the altimeter when we're cleared for the approach, which is usually when I do it. And we're looking good. All right, I wonder if he's going to clear us for this approach or what's going to happen, because we're crossing Rejoy in 30 seconds.
At this point, I thought we had only been cleared to Rejoy. I missed the controller saying, and track inbound in the previous clearance. Here's the previous clearance, played back for you to hear.
Clear direct Rejoy. Cross Rejoy at 4,000, track inbound.
Not sure if you heard track inbound, but he did say it faintly. Since I hadn't heard it, I thought I'd let him know we were coming up on Rejoy.
Travis approach, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey. We're about to cross Rejoy at 4,000.
1 Bravo Whiskey, roger, cleared RNAV runway 19 right approach, circle to runway 32.
All right, we're cleared RNAV, GPS 19 right, circle in, runway 32, 1 Bravo Whiskey. All right, so we are cleared for the approach, which means here we can go down to 2,000.
If you're interested in a more uncut version of this instrument approach, become a SoCal Flying Monkey Patreon member, where we have an ongoing video series of multi-view, long-form, complete instrument approaches. We also have multi-part GoPro camera and editing tutorials, airplane maintenance video series, and loads of other bonus content. One incredible benefit is our really active private Discord chat just for Flying Monkey members, and we're planning meetups and flying trips. Come be a part of our awesome growing community.
We'll be on the ground in a few minutes.
Hey!
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, radar service terminated. Contact Concord Tower.
Over to Concord 1 Bravo Whiskey. Concord Tower, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey is on the RNAV GPS approach, 4 miles from Mupney inbound.
Number 631 Bravo Whiskey, Concord Tower reports on approach. Correct, verify you'll be circling to runway 32 right.
Yeah, we're going to circle 32 right, 1 Bravo Whiskey. Concord Tower, Cherokee 631 Bravo Whiskey, just to confirm, we're going to circle, make right traffic for 32 right.
For 1 Bravo Whiskey, circle east of the airport, make right traffic, runway 32 right, clear to land.
Right traffic for runway 32 right, clear land 32 right, 1 Bravo Whiskey. I see 32 right. All right, we're coming into land. You got your legs in the right position.
Yep.
Seatbelt is fastened.
Yep.
It's coming in over these buildings. Oh, birds, get out of the way.
That was crazy.
All right, we are good to go here.
While she was observing the surgeries the next day, Skyrat sent me this text message. I'm going to file this one under Mission Accomplished. General Aviation made this experience possible in so many ways, from meeting my pilot doctor friend to making the Bay Area round trip doable in such a short amount of time. We had a beautiful trip home at sunrise the next day, and Skyrat made it home in time for school. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me.